Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Tina and I make videos on lifestyle, home, and DIY projects every single week. For today's video, I wanted to show you my step-by-step process in planning a room makeover. I'm super excited to do this video because I'm basically going to be planning my bedroom out with you guys and just taking you through my thought process and just planning everything out. So this is kind of like a part 1 to my bedroom makeover because the next video is actually going to be me putting all of the things together that I do in this video. I'm going to be sharing my best tips with you guys, so I hope that this inspires you to redo your space. I think it's really important, especially now that a lot of us are still at home, or at least I'm still at home. I really want to make sure that it is a space that I really love. So without further ado, let's jump into step number 1. When it comes to redoing a space, the first thing that I do is create a mood board. But before I do that, I like to ask myself a few key questions. So it could be things like, what do you want this room to feel like? What is the function of the room? And also, just as importantly, what is the style of the room that you're going for? So you can jot this down in a notebook or on your phone or just have it on a document online. So this way you can refer back to it and make sure that your design really encompasses everything that you planned it to be. And then the next thing I do is actually create my mood board. So I actually have a whole video on how I create different types of mood boards, and there are many different ways that you can create a mood board. So you can do something as simple as just create one on Pinterest. So you can also create a physical one, so cutting out pictures and pasting it onto a board, or you can do it digitally. So some of my favorite programs are Photoshop and Canva, and if you're interested in hearing me talk about that, it will be linked above. I don't really know which side, but it'll be there. So I have my phone out and I'm gonna start on Pinterest. So I'm just gonna type in boho bedroom unisex, because one of my goals is to make this a suitable space for both me and my husband. As much as I love pink and really warm tones and things, I want to add some black details and things to make it a little less feminine. So that is going to be one of my keywords when I'm searching things up. And as I'm scrolling along, I'm just going to pin some things and create a new board so that I have a good starting point. After pinning down a whole bunch of photos, I like to focus on either 1 or 2 different rooms to have my true inspo. And this is really gonna help when I wanna narrow down all my furniture and decor pieces. I like to imagine if that piece fits inside that room. Once I have my 1 or 2 photos chosen, I like to go ahead and create my mood board digitally. So for this, I just like to work on my iPad on Procreate and just figure out all the different pieces that I might wanna use inside this room. And planning things digitally is just going to really help you narrow down what pieces that you want to shop for, and this is really helpful, especially if you're indecisive like I am. It's just a really great way to just visualize everything together and make sure that it looks cohesive. Alright, so now that I have everything set up, I want to talk to you guys about today's sponsor, Skillshare. So if you're not already familiar with Skillshare, it is an online learning community filled with thousands of classes for creatives and learners at any skill level. What I love most about Skillshare is that I can learn so many different things in one place, and I'm the type of person who wants to have my hand at everything, so it's really nice that I can find classes to build up my skills for DIY projects, interior design, or even digital illustrations, which you guys see all the time in my videos. The class I'm currently taking is called Style Your Space, Creative Tips and Techniques for Interior Design with Emily Henderson, and I'm such a huge fan of her design style, so it's really cool to learn from a pro like her. Skillshare curates their classes for learning, so it's broken up into easy to navigate sections, and they are constantly updating their library with new classes, so there really is something for everyone. Premium membership is only $10 a month with an annual subscription, so you can explore all their classes at an affordable price. As you guys can see, Skillshare offers so many different classes, and if you're interested in taking any of them, you can use the link in my description box down below. The first 1,000 people that sign up will get a free trial of their premium membership, so make sure you click on the link down below. So for my bedroom, I want it to be cozy, bright, and inviting with a boho mid-century vibe. It's the space that I'm going to be winding down in every night, so I want it to be our sanctuary. And again, I'm using this photo as inspo, but not necessarily recreating the same exact bedroom because every space is unique and different, so this is just going to serve as a guide. I really wanted a warm color palette with some black accents to really tie in the rest of the black hardware in the apartment, and I also want to add wood tones to bring in a natural element, and of course, lots and lots of plants. So as you can see, I brought in a few pieces that I already had so that I could build upon that. And then I'm just going to do some research to find some larger furniture pieces like beds, side tables, light fixtures, and rugs. From there, I'm adding in a few smaller decor pieces, and this is really going to pull everything together. And to tie in the color palette, I'm pulling in colors from the inspo picture as well as items that I've chosen. And if you're planning to paint your walls, make sure that you add that into your mood board as well. As much as I love building out this dream bedroom, I also have to keep my budget in mind, so this is going to be a good start to help guide me in my search for similar items, and that's truly going to help me bring this mood board to life. So after dreaming up your mood board, it's time to really do the work to make sure that it fits within your space. So the second tip that I have is to measure everything. So everything from your floors to your windows to even doorways. Any specific features that you have in that bedroom, it's really helpful to just measure it out so that you have the right dimensions of everything and that you don't buy things that won't fit. Also, if you're using any existing furniture in that bedroom, make sure that you're measuring those pieces out so that you have room for them, and then that way you can build out a floor plan that really works for that space. After measuring everything out, I like to do these next two steps kind of simultaneously, so you can do this in whatever order that makes sense to you, but I like to create my floor plan and also shop at the same time. And there are a number of ways that you can build out a floor plan, so I just like to use my iPad. We can also draw it out on some graph paper or even have some tape and then just tape out all the different dimensions of everything so that you know where everything's gonna go. And I find that taping it down actually gives you a better sense of where it's gonna go just because you're physically within that space. And that way you can actually have a better sense of how it's going to feel within that space, especially with the different placements that you can put it at. So I definitely would recommend the tape method for larger furniture pieces. So as I'm shopping around, I like to keep tabs on all the different dimensions just so that everything fits where I want it to perfectly. And like I mentioned before, I am very indecisive, so if something doesn't fit in a room, I most likely won't buy it. And that really helps me narrow down what pieces I actually want to bring into the room makeover. And while I'm in the shopping phase, I also like to think about what I'm going to DIY. And this is the case with most DIYers. If you have something pinned that you really love, but there's a price tag on it that you don't love, you can always try to figure out a way to DIY that. So during this step, it's really important to think about all the different tools and items that you also want to buy for the makeover. And then my last step to really tie everything together is just go back to that mood board and really edit it to fit with all the pieces that you just bought. So what I like to do is to incorporate some of the old pieces back into that mood board. So I try to find similar items online so that I get a better sense of how everything's gonna look together. And then I'll go ahead and add all the new items that I'm shopping for or potentially bringing into the home. That way I can really visualize and get a better sense of the design as a whole. So that is a sneak peek of what I'm planning to do for my bedroom makeover, and I'm really excited because it's basically all brand new items. As you guys know, I just moved here, so I don't have any furniture at all, so it's really nice to just start with a brand new space. And I can't wait for all the furniture pieces to come in and for you guys to see the final result. So that video is coming up next, and if you haven't subscribed already, make sure that you subscribe down below so that you don't miss out on it. Before I close out this video, I want to give Skillshare a big thank you for sponsoring this video. I'm really excited to just dive into more classes from them, and I can't wait to show off my new skills in my videos in the future. So make sure that you click on the link down below to subscribe to get your free trial and join me in some of the classes that I'm taking. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. I'm posting on there every single day. And that is it for today's video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Stay inspired, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!